You are tuned in to episode 55 of the Goodfellas podcast. Your host G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Got my main man with me, BoxingFirstVlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, and
What's
all the
up?
way from the UK, VP Shane, aka Ice Cold Shane, is in the building. What's going
What's
on?
good, bro? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Ain't nothing. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to
Whole lot,
talk about.
whole lot.
Whole lot. Before we even get started, man, thoughts and prayers for Robert Easter Jr. And his family. Um, hope he number one battles through it. Number one, number two, hopefully he gets a full recovery. Um, I just hate hearing stuff like that. For the people that don't know, Robert Easter got shot 3 times. Attempted robbery. Um, Sent a tweet out, I think, like early this morning saying he was in a lot of pain and all of that. It happened in Ohio. I'm not sure if it happened in Toledo or in Cincinnati, but
You have
it's in
to,
this.
according to reports, it said it happened in Cincinnati.
Yeah, so he's from Toledo, but I think he playing his 10 toes down in Cincinnati, so you might as well say that's his hometown. And you hear this all the time with, entertainers, rappers, athletes, man. Most of the guys that get, addressed in that way, it happens in their own city. It happens in their own city, man. That
They
hurts.
lose out.
Yeah, it hurts. And I'm not. I mean, it can happen anywhere. Like it can happen anywhere, but it's more likely it's gonna happen in your own city. And I don't know Robert Easter Jr., but like for some reason, like that one just stung a little bit, like because he seemed like a real good dude. Vlog. Let me go your way first on this one. Just I mean, we both from the same area. You've just experienced more. So I really want to throw it your way first. And like when you hear stuff like that, man, where does your brain go? Just on that, bro.
Man, bro, it's a part of that life, bro. I mean, until we as a group of people get a grasp on how we moving and get a little bit of morality about ourselves, so to speak, this gonna happen. We gonna commit these crimes on one another. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Many decades, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh my God, because it's just what happens,
Yeah,
bro.
it's like you've almost
Happens in the
become
blood.
desensitized. You almost
Yeah,
become
I
desensitized.
personally myself, yeah, I'm way beyond desensitized, homie. You know what I mean? I keep the hammer with me because of shit like that. So I'm just saying, bro. And I'm sitting in my house, and I got the sticks right here with me. So my mentality is so around what happened to him. I know what can happen to him. I've been parts of both sides of it. So I personally myself can't really. I mean, bro, just good luck to him health wise, but it's how you moving. It's sometimes who you moving with. You know what I mean? You kind of run with the boy and the turf dudes that he run with. So you might have got some of that element trickle down, and things go the wrong way when you got hate within the own group that you're running with. So
Yeah,
that could be an inside thing.
I mean, this is why when I hear things from certain athletes, I get quite agitated. Like when we heard Charlo say he's gonna have 100 men shoot at Wilder or whatever, or um, when we heard Adrian Broner say he's going back to the streets. I mean, like this is a everyday life. When you got the opportunity to make money legit, when you got the opportunity to actually live a somewhat civilian lifestyle,
Mhm.
especially when you come from a certain demographic, certain background, it's important to not only live a certain lifestyle and stick to that way, but try your best not to carry that with you because you got so much to lose. Not only do you have so much to lose, but at the end of the day, you are in a situation where you're almost in a position of significance. And a rapper from the UK, he's got a favorite line, a famous line, which is, "If I kill you, I'm brainless. If you kill me, you're famous." Basically meaning the people who done that to Robert Easter or whoever you are, they're
That's
nobodies. We don't know who they are. But
that line has been used in movies, other rappers.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
very
many
famous.
rappers have used that line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jay-Z's used it. Um, yeah, it's just, you know, like I haven't like experienced as much as Vlog has, like even though we from the same city, like but just in my lifetime I've had a situation where, I've had a shotgun put in the back of my head and I didn't know if I was gonna see the next second. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid though. I was eating concrete. You know what I'm saying? And I've had two different times where I had to defend myself with that same thing Vlog just showed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody.
but
You
but
understand what
that's
I'm
why it's
saying?
even worse when you're somebody. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
Robert East is bigger than you, but he's someone with a certain level of fame, and he's a
Yeah.
target immediately
It's
because he's got money.
yeah, I like it's crazy because I had a hood whip when you know what I'm saying? I had a hood whip and I was a target.
But
Like, you know what I'm saying?
what's the difference between what happened here and the situation with Tevin, who is from Philadelphia, and he got shot? You know,
Yeah. So basically when you have a name, especially in I mean Vlog can attest to this, like when you in the city, you moving around in the city, if you get into the paper in any way, shape, or form, or you have some type of popularity in any way, shape, or form, like those people that be trying to, set you up, like they gonna know about you at some point. Philly is big, but it's small. You know what I
it,
mean? You know what I'm saying?
Jeff, it goes
Mhm.
back to what you were saying the other day when you were saying how people were saying that Bernard Hopkins turned his back on the city. You know,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. I mean, if you see Bernard Hopkins in the city every day, he's with the people every day, and then he ends up getting shot. Something like a Nipsey Hussle, for example. Someone will
Yeah.
then ask the question, "Oh, he shouldn't be in the city." So you have it both ways. You see my point? And
Yeah.
if
You gotta
if you leave the city, people be like, "Oh, you turn your back on the city."
I
So
Yeah, it's just you just especially in your city, like you gotta be moving correctly. Like I like even when you was here, I was just like, bro, like you can't move nowhere by yourself. Like either I gotta be with you, why some gotta be with you, or somebody gotta be with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just when you out here, you have to. It ain't about being tough or nothing like that. Like you have to move correctly. Like
yeah,
you have to move correctly, and that's just the bottom line of it. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes as far as Robert Easter Jr. I don't know if he was a target or if it was a situation where they, dudes just pulled up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was, but I hope he
I'm gonna let
recovers.
these people do
Go
their
ahead.
thing.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let just hopefully the man upstairs will pull him through. He don't have any long-term injuries. I
it
mean,
seems like
boxing
he's
is on the back
fine.
burner.
It seems like he's fine. I mean, in the sense that it's not fatal or anything. You
Yeah,
know,
they said he's gonna pull through, but the next thing is like, where did he get hit? What's being affected? Because a lot of times people will say you good, but a lot of times you get hit by a bullet. Something's not functioning correctly for the rest of your life.
Let me. I get y'all on that medical side, but let me tap in on hood politics, so to speak, and give you an OG's perspective on how people moving. Today's crime and the way crime happens today is not random, bro. It just don't go
It's
down
not
like that
right.
anymore. Crime happens today, especially to semi-famous, semi-cats with a bag built up. It's coming from inside the circle or right outside your circle, but
Mhm.
people close to you, bro. It's just the way it's going down, bro. And the proof is in the pudding on a lot of the known homicides of relevant people, rappers, athletes like that. So
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially with the social media era, where if I follow you on Snapchat or something, I can see your location. You see my point? Something as simple as that. So
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one.
Which makes it easier for the people that's inside to really, because they're the ones
Exactly.
got you followed and you
Yeah.
following them, and saying some
That's
of these
why
pages. Yeah, so it's just trip, bro.
it's crazy. Like I literally like it's crazy because like I know in Philly what they starting to do, maybe over the past like maybe like 5, 6 years, like it's like um they do a lot of home invasions now. You know what I'm saying? They just straight breaking in your house and just, you know what I'm saying, ransacking the joint. I remember my mom went to go see my grandma like at a nursing home, and she was there from like early in the morning till like late at night, like it got dark. I came in the crib, I started snapping. Like she came in maybe like 10 minutes after I did. I was snapping because she ain't leave a light on. Like all the lights was out. And I'm like, nah, like you gotta leave a light or two on, make people think you at the crib. They see all the lights out, they thinking you on vacation or something, and they might be at your back door, they at the garage door, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's really that it's really that deep. I'm not thinking about it like, oh, she not home. I'm thinking about it like, oh, somebody might think she on vacation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just in boxing is kind of like the epitome of just
Street
the stuff that
sport.
goes on, yeah, just in the streets. Like it's like rappers, boxers is no different than rappers.
I
Like
mean, boxing is probably the only sport. I guess it's different for me because I'm from the UK, but boxing is probably the only sport where you see dudes actually make it, but still not let go of that street side. I
mhm.
mean, if American football players, basketball players, I don't really see. I don't follow the sport as intricately as I do boxing, but I don't really see the dudes like. You see the dudes with the large entourages like the Charlos and the
Yeah.
Wilders and the dudes like that.
Can I tell you why to cut you off? Because it's contractually in those contracts in these major sports that these dudes can't have entourages like that. The people that are paying these dudes don't want their product, which is the human being, kind of put the human being putting itself in a bad position, which causes the entity, the football team, the NFL in itself money, the
I,
NBA. So
that is,
it's contracted that these dudes can't kind of run in the streetish sort of circle. So
and
I didn't
that's
mean to cut you off, but you know what I
no,
mean, just to
No,
elevate.
you answered my question.
no, it's and the thing that's crazy about it is like a lot of times it be the ones right next to you. Like they close, like they not like your best friend or your like somebody you consider your brother, but it's somebody that's close enough, like they in the circle, you know what I mean? But you may not be paying them no mind or whatever, but they just in the circle. And that's how a lot of these dudes be getting clipped, man. Like it's just but it's a mentality. It's like when Shane came to the city, it was just like, yo, all right, listen, like you gonna be good. Just you can't roll no way by yourself. Like that was the only rule I gave him, and that was it. Even if Blunt came to the city, like of course Blunt don't need nothing. But if me and Blunt rolling somewhere, like I'm gonna make sure it's more than just me and him. You know what I'm saying? Like depending on where we going.
What did you say?
Like
What did you
Let
say,
me
Blunt?
tell you this, Brody. Let me tell you this, bro. I'm good, bro. It's reversed for me. Are y'all safe when I'm in the building? You understand? That's how I
understood.
move.
No,
I keep my
that's
drumsticks with me. You understand what I'm
that's
saying? You must
understood.
keep your drumsticks with you. You understand
That's
what I'm talking about, bro?
understood.
I,
But
I don't get
but
down on no falsities. None of this shit is
understood.
fake. I'll
But
survive because I know about
but
situations that your boy got. You
but
gotta
Blunt,
when
here's
you
the
in no hold
thing.
up, hold up, Jeff, hold up. When you in them situations, you know what it is. You almost gotta have a third eye, bro.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? You gotta
Mhm.
feel that shit finna happen before it even happened, and then you gotta know how to wiggle up out of there without even being on no sucker shit. I'm just up and running. You know what I'm saying? Just out the
Yeah.
side door. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So
Get your pimp shoes on and slide out the side door.
well
But
here's the thing
hey,
though, bro. Like I know you good, right? I know you good. But if we supposed to be family,
oh yeah, I
I'm
got you.
supposed to put that extra layer of protection. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm a. You might be good, but I'm a triple make sure that you good.
That's
like,
what's
you know what
up.
I'm saying?
That's what's
'Cause
up.
if I didn't have that layer of protection, I kind of friend of mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I,
it's crazy.
I'll put a question to you guys differently, just to kind of direct it back to the sport. How do you think, we don't know enough of the details, but how does that affect his career? He's already been a fighter who was inactive. He hadn't fought. I think it's been like maybe two. He hasn't fought since last year on the Adrian Broner undercard.
Mhm.
We saw when
Actually, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think something like this will fast track him. Something like this will give his next upcoming fight or two a little steam. Get a bunch of pre-sold tickets. You can actually build around an incident like this.
I'm more meant from a, like, how does it affect his performance? Because I mean, I'm not gonna say Tevin Farmer lost power because he got shot in his hand, but I'm pretty sure it didn't help.
It depends. I don't. We don't even know where he got hit.
That's why I said.
Well, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to answer that question because
Well,
I
if
don't know
he
where he got
tweeting,
hit.
he ain't got hit in his hands. That's for sure. I'm just saying.
Hey, somebody might be tweeting for him. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Well, you know, I heard Pop's been by his side, so big
Yeah,
shout out to the family supporting him. But
yeah, I don't know where he got hit. I don't know where he got hit, but just naturally, I think it actually, if it's nothing like real serious, and I'm talking like legs or like Vlog say all the time, like shoulder and all that. Like if he got hit in a spot where he can recover and it doesn't directly affect his like mobility and things like that, this could actually be a blessing in disguise.
The worst place for him to have got shot is probably his hip.
Yeah,
Like,
either his hip or his back. But I don't
yeah,
think it
a
was
lung
either one of
shot
them.
too, bro. You don't want to be getting clipped in the lungs.
Yeah,
but I doubt I
actually
doubt it's a
there's no
lung because he would
but
still be
it's
in hospital. He'd be in
yeah.
intensive care right now.
But the thing is, there's not too many
Just saying.
places where you can get hit and it don't affect you inside of the ring. But yeah, that's hard. It's hard to say, bro. But this is why I'm like, these guys, they be out 18 months, 24 months. And I don't be saying that, I don't be talking about it because I just be complaining about them not being in the ring. This is another reason for it. I'm like, yo, like you out for a year and a half. Somebody done paid your bills for a year and a half, or you done had
Idle
a
hands.
regular job for a year and a half, like, or somebody got you on an IOU for a year and a half, and that's why these dudes be signing these bad deals with
But,
managers and all the
but
street dudes, all that.
even in the case of like an AB, for example, like you got when you're out for so long, idle hands. When you're in camp, you got a routine, a set routine of go home, go training, go home, go training. When you ain't training, it's a case of you gotta go to. You can literally do what you want. Like these dudes go strip club, they throw money out. Like they're in that life every day. When you're in camp, not saying you're not in that life, but there's a certain level of routine. You got to do media stuff. You got cameras following you. So there's a certain lifestyle you have to maintain. And I just believe like attracts like. So when you're around certain energies, you're going to attract certain energy. I just feel like you just need to, like even AB said it when he was in court, like, I just need to be training. If I'm not training, then it allows all this outside stuff.
You know what? Let me hold on real quick, yo. Edwin Castillo in the building said, "What's going on, fam?" Said, "Peace, my guy. G Vlog got some picks this weekend." Um, yeah. Actually, Shane had the best picks of this weekend.
Perfect. Yeah,
And
Ashley.
Ashley. Big shout out to Ashley.
Ashley's got 8 straight perfect picks in a row.
Yeah, Ashley in beast mode right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess to kind of cap it off so we can kind of get into the fights over the weekend. The going to AB, if you look at AB and the people he's had around him, he's had the most solid dudes around him practically his whole career. His whole career. His trainers, all his trainers, solid. Kevin Cunningham, Mike Stafford, what's my man? Used to train Lamont.
Oh, I
Barry
know you're
Hunter.
talking about.
Barry
Yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah,
Barry
yeah,
Hunter,
yeah. He's a dope trainer. He's a
he's
dope
been
trainer.
around nothing but stand-up dudes, like nothing but stand-up dudes. And that's not including Floyd and Al, like just guys that can guide him in the right direction just on that type of level. So it Broner's the prime example that it don't matter if you got solid people around you or not. Like if you wild, you wild.
Yeah, man, you gotta
You
put
know what I'm saying?
some form of structure in their life, bro.
Yeah, you if you wild, you wild. It don't matter who. That's like somebody giving you good advice. If you don't listen to the advice and you keep on making mistakes, what's the point of you listening to the advice
Facts,
if
man.
you're not gonna follow it? So we gonna listen. We gonna continue to stay locked in as far as
Robert,
Robert Easter Jr. is concerned, man. And you know, as the news drop, you know, we gonna bring it to you, whether it's gonna be, you know, on Shane Instagram, mine, or on vlogs at the end of the day. But we had a bonanza of fights over this weekend,
in your
man.
eyes, what do you think was the best fight in terms of entertainment?
I'm probably gonna catch some heat for this. The one fight I actually enjoyed the most was vlogs, people.
Thank you. Thank you. Best
I
fucking fight of the weekend, and they cheated my guy. At worst, that was a
I
draw.
bro. I won y'all the money I owe y'all. I gotta thank Mr. Ramos for that because I bet Santa Maria.
That was some bullshit, bro. That boy Santa Maria was out there throwing some. I mean, come on, bro. Some cotton ball punches. He was out there.
Now I didn't score. Now I didn't score it. Now I will score it. I will score it.
I
But
scored it.
I the thing about that fight, that was the most entertaining fight for me. Because
Second was main event on design. That's to me. I got that fight of the year already. I got my first fight of the year.
Oh, yeah, that was a good fight.
That was a real good fight. Real good fight. Yeah, it was a real good fight. Those I would say those is probably the top two for me.
My least favorite fight of the week, and I know you guys are gonna disagree with me, has to be Eubank versus Williams, bro. That fight was so painful to watch. It was comical at times. Literally, Jeff was laughing on the live while the fight's going on. Every time Williams got knocked
I was
out.
I was cracking up because I couldn't say nothing. Go ahead, keep going.
That's the worst fight for me, bro. I don't know, but I definitely like the Kudras versus Rodriguez fight. I thought that was good.
Yeah. I for me, like I said, man, I'm watching the action. And the only thing that really, and this gonna be the new article coming out, but I'm not gonna touch on it. But these ringside dudes, I'm done. This Mannix dude, I mean, this dude is like a wet food stamp, man. He just worthless, bro. Like, I mean, like seriously, bro. Like I'm sitting here watching this dude say that you got the other guy up 4 rounds, and I'm like, well, at what point did he step on the gas and go up 4 rounds? This is the Ford fight. This Ford and Velasquez, and you see the judge's final scorecard. They obviously have Ford in a landslide, up winning by 7 rounds minimum. The bull card was reversed.
I thought Ford won that fight.
This is how I'm gonna tell you how Ford won the fight. This is because I know boxing. Vasquez did great things. He just didn't do enough of it. He had more downtime in a round than he actually had activity time. But somehow, CompuBox says he outpunched Ray Ford. And I'm like, yo, just like whoever's punching the button on CompuBox, they terrible at it. They need to get their glasses fixed. They might need to let midget to actually tell these CompuBox dudes when to push the button. Because
I'm not gonna lie.
Who we talking about?
Raymond Ford.
Shane, get your comment off because I actually want to comment about that fight.
First, I was gonna you read about the CompuBox thing. You know where the dude who does CompuBox, he actually doesn't sit ringside. He sits behind the row of, you know, the actual ringside commentary. He sits behind
them. Yeah.
And literally all he does is press a button. And I've literally been in a ringside where I've seen CompuBox work and I've seen CompuBox fail in my own personal eyes. So I'm like, you can't really trust CompuBox that much because I've seen a punch not land and they still press the button.
Yeah, I mean, it's really impossible for you to really judge it. I'd rather it be no copy box at all. Because it kind of
But
gives a
judges
false
don't judge
sense.
on CompuBox, so I respect that. At
Yeah,
least.
I mean, but still though, I mean, it still clouds the judgment of the
That's
listener,
yeah, that's what
the
I said.
viewer.
So does these Chris Mannix fake, he's almost an outsider S type of dude. The way it's like, bro, did you watch that fight with a blindfold on? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This dude is up
Hey,
4 fucking rounds. Like,
yo,
what the
can I?
fuck?
Hey, vlog. Let me tell you what was going on in my DMs today, right? And there's always something going on in my DMs. I don't report all of it from a boxing standpoint. But I had several people hit me and they said they felt like Ford lost the fight. Um, I said, well, why? And they said they felt like he was just doing the better work. And I'm like, how? Like, you know what it reminded me of, yo? Now, mind you, vlog, he had Raymond Ford up a couple of rounds.
I thought
Um,
Raymond Ford won the fight as well, bro.
I had him winning the fight. I had him winning the fight 6-4. That's how I had it. I could have had it 7-3, but I had it
Bro,
6-4
I'm
in
not
my.
even gonna lie. I struggled. I mean, I had it 7-3. I thought Raymond Ford, and I think Jeff said it the other day. You can win rounds. You can win a lot of rounds. Just win a lot of rounds close. Like I thought, a lot of the rounds were close, but there
Better.
wasn't a round I looked at and I thought Raymond Ford lost that round. I just thought that a lot of people expected better of Raymond Ford. So because they expected better, when he didn't do what they expected, they just gave the round to the other dude. That
Yeah,
doesn't mean he lost the round.
I
It's
I
like
said
when
that.
Carver versus Roy Jones the first time.
Yeah, I said, and I said that the vlog Saturday. You know, I said there's a lot of ways you can give somebody around. There's a lot of ways you can give somebody around. You can get a sympathy round. You can get a round where you didn't like the way the favorite was fighting, so you punish them by giving the other guy a round.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of different ways you can get somebody around. It's just when I watched the fight, like my scorecard didn't reflect what my boxing eye was telling me. And every once in a while that'll happen with me. Because I actually had I thought Raymond Ford won round 1 and 2. I think the other guy won round 3. And I think I had it. I think I might have had it maybe 3-3 after 6 or something like that. But I had Ford basically pulling away. I had Ford winning 8, 9, and 10. I had him winning 8, 9, and 10. Um, so I had it 6-4, possibly 6. I think anywhere between 6-4, 7-3, 8-2 for Raymond Ford. If you had any of those cards, I'm cool with it. Anybody that had what was the guy's name? Vasquez? Was his name Vasquez?
yeah, yeah.
Vasquez. Yeah, like anybody that had him winning the fight. And there's some people that be in here all the time that was in my DMs and was saying they thought that dude won the fight. And I'm just like, yo, like you have to let me explain this to people. And I feel like all three of us, I think we've been around each other to the point to where I think we kind of see rounds similar in terms of like why would we give a person a round and why wouldn't we give a person a round? If a guy is being aggressive and they're not doing anything with it, and the other guy is landing clean shots, it don't matter how aggressive that other dude was. If the
Fact.
guy is landing the cleaner work, if he's landing the cleaner work, you got to get a guy around that's giving out the cleaner work.
You know what we could have had an issue with what you just mentioned in the Matisse Ananian fight. The way Ananian was coming forward, it almost looked like there was a problem for Matisse. But until we saw all the work that he was actually catching while coming forward, getting sat down on his carcass. So I'm just saying, Jeff is totally making a correct point, because if that went to the cards, that fight from a few weeks ago on Showtime, that would have been like, hold up, did Matisse win? Adesanya was coming forward, but Matisse was letting his hands go, just like Ford. In my estimation, the fight went like this. Old boy had some good rounds where he actually threw the correct punches. He was doing working first. He was getting off first. But as the fight continued to go on, you know what he did? He was coming forward, starting work and not finishing it. Ford finished most of the rounds. Even after the dude came forward, act like he was going to start a confrontation, Ford still finished the confrontation. So he's putting the exclamation point on the round, even if the other guy's coming forward to create the action. If you're not really in there acting or fighting, I can't judge you for coming forward.
How did Manic score the fight?
Oh my God.
Mannix had Doom winning by 4 rounds.
7-3. He had 7-3, 8. He had 7-3.
To who?
He had a 7-3
for Vasquez. He had Vasquez up 4 rounds after 7.
Yeah, he had him up like 5. I think he gave Raymond Ford 3 rounds.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think he gave Ray like 1 or 2 out of the last rounds to kind of make it like.
Yo, Raymond Ford best round might have been round 8. Round 8, round 9. Raymond Ford clear round.
I don't remember the specific rounds because I watched it. I watched it live and I was mad tired when I watched it. At the same time, I didn't watch the fight and even think that it should even be close on the scorecard. I don't even remember listening to the who won the fight. I don't even remember. I just think I turned it off once the fight was over.
You know what happened? One of the judges got it right. They did him a solid. I think they scored it all. The other 2 judges had it right. 7-2, 7-3. You know what I'm saying? 8-2. Yeah, so they had it right. I could say being mean, I would give him 8-2, but being nice, I gave him 7-3. Because again, I did like some of the things he did that was correct. For me, bro, you didn't do enough of it, bro. You're not even taking half the round off. You're not giving me a full 40 seconds of fighting. You gave me 30 seconds of fight.
Yeah,
in the rounds that you actually did good.
Vasquez basically his gap was from 3 to 6. That was his gap between round 3 and round 6. Where he did some real solid. He did some solid work where I could be like, yo, like he deserved a couple of them rounds. Like
I would say about
in the middle of that fight. Yeah,
Raymond Ford moving forward though, he does need to develop a bit of a poker face. In the sense that if the fight isn't, let's say it's starting to get a bit tricky and tough, you have to almost bravado your way through it, like a Tyson Fury, for example.
I disagree with you, Young Buck. I thought he stood his ground, bro. That's why I was saying his poker face to me was finishing finishing the collisions, finishing the action.
No. I don't mean it like that. I almost mean it like you almost have to, in rounds where you're losing or you've lost and it's going to be difficult for you to win the round. Body language is very important. There's a few times in the fight where I feel like Raymond Ford, just by his body language, gave off the impression that he wasn't in control and the other dude was dictating. And even if someone's pressing the fight, just by bravado and the way you have your body language and the way you respond to certain things, just makes it just gives off the impression that you have things under control. AB used to do it all the time.
Yeah, now I didn't get that sense. I didn't get that sense watching the fight. If you would have listened to the commentators, they would have definitely had you thinking that shit.
I didn't listen to it.
I know you didn't listen to it. I'm just saying in general. I know you didn't listen to it. The thing with Ford that I was actually impressed with, when you dealing with an aggressive guy like that, especially a guy that's aggressive and he'll do something dirty before he'll land something solid. You have to find multiple ways to get yourself out of danger without tiring yourself out. And I felt like Raymond Ford did a great job of that. Sometimes he just met him, he drew that line, he met him at the line. You know what I'm saying? He just met him at the line. Sometimes he used the ropes and he bounced himself off the ropes, bounced himself off, turned, you know what I'm saying, got himself out of danger. Sometimes he slid out the side door, give him a little jab to the chest. That's what he did. He gave him a little jab to the chest, slid to the side, gave himself. He did a lot of little tricky little things that I liked in that fight from Ford. I think Ford. I think they're I love the way they're matchmaking them. I think they need to be a little more precise in terms of how they're matchmaking them. Because he's been thrown a lot of different styles and things like that for the early part of his career. And I do feel like somebody that young, you got to throw him a bone here and there. Go ahead, Vlog. You on mute, baby.
Let me ask you this. You think he gonna Rashidi Ellis this boy?
Who?
This Eddie Herman though. You think he gonna
Nah,
end up
hell
getting Rashidi Ellis?
Nah, they love Ford.
Nah, hell
Ford.
no.
They love Ford.
I mean,
He's
They
you
love
can't
Ford.
help but to love Rashidi Ellis too. He got the proper skills to,
I'm gonna tell you the difference,
to be moved properly.
No, I'm gonna tell you the difference. They put Raymond Ford on every single big card. It don't matter if he's fighting number one or on the actual televised portion. Like, they make sure they put Raymond Ford on every single card.
And also, what you gotta understand is, Eddie Hearn invested a lot in up and coming American fighters, and Raymond Ford's the only one who's actually, like Amo Williams, for example. We invested in him. We saw what happened with Amo. Alfred Jones, another one he invested in. We saw what happened with him. What's the other dude he invested in? That young dude, that the one that ended, Anthony Sims Jr. He ended up losing as well. He invested. Raymond Ford is the only one who's actually taking the baton and running.
He's actually, you can see him actually developing from fight to fight. Like he I like Raymond Ford, man. I like Ford, man. I like what they doing with him.
He's got a problem though.
You said he has
Raymond
a problem?
Ford a better boxer than Jahad Tucker?
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
He's got a problem. To me, I feel like his problem is, like, he's at 130, right? There, 130 is a very empty division between top level and the level where Raymond Ford is at right now.
Correct.
You know, there's not a lot of dudes you can put him in there without it being a massive step up, or, you know, just to get a gauge. You got the Valdez, you got the Valdez, you got Shakur Stevenson, Herring, but beneath that, there's not many fighters that you can
fight for him. I gotta fight for him. The boy, Salcerito, Emmanuel Rodriguez, middle name Salcerito. He about 10-0 right now, about 5-6 KOs. He got a fight coming up, but that's a good later on this year sort of matchup, kind of keeping him in that mid range.
The issue with that is, bro, and I'm gonna say something who I would have loved to see him in there with. I want to see him in there with someone who has a name and he can beat, like one of those old dogs that's just like a gatekeeper. That's because you're trying to build a star right now. You see my point? So that's my point.
But
like,
you can get Kiko Martinez too. So
but he's at 126.
I'm using his name as an example of saying, put the young boy in there with an old dog like that, and look what happened. You understand what I'm talking about? So you gotta be leery of that.
I get that, but then you put him in there with another young dude who's hungry and fiery.
But again, this cat, you don't have to worry about power, because like I just said, he only got 5 knockouts.
What's the reward, though, Blunt? What's the reward, Blunt?
The reward is padding your early record with great competition to size you up for better boxers or the more elite boxers of your division.
But the difference is he's not
good boxers when you're
I get that. But Ford doesn't have the glamour behind his name right now. Unfortunately, he just doesn't.
But you saying he on co-mains and this type of shit. So how doesn't he have the glamour behind his name?
No, that's just because of the investment behind him. Doesn't mean there's a return in that investment.
Okay, well, you're saying that. We don't know that there's not a return. I believe a lot
I'm
of people watch that fight.
I'm saying that when I look at Raymond Ford and I look at the likes of with his ability, and I look at the likes of Shakur Stevenson when he was coming through. I look at the likes of Devin Haney when not so much Devin Haney, but even Devin Haney when he's coming through. I look at someone like Raymond Ford. He has that ability. He's very good, but I would love to see him in there with a person who is almost
All right,
half.
answer me a question. Do you think he's ready for a Bachelt style fighter? That
That's
that
that's
vet,
that's a bit too far. That's a step, maybe a bit too far. Maybe in 2-3 fights time, but
okay.
someone just beneath that level. Someone just beneath that Bachelt level. But who carries a certain name or history behind him. You know,
He's at 30, right?
yeah,
So Navarrete is what, 26?
26.
Damn. I had a name, but he's 26 though.
Who's that?
Um, what's the guy that Navarrete beat twice for the belt?
Oh, Dogby.
Yeah, that'd have been a good fight. Him and
But
Isaac
that's
Dogboy.
still a good fight. I'm pretty sure Dogby.
Dogboy go up to 130, I think, but he like Raymond Ford needs to stay the course for the next year or two until he gets that career defining fight. Like every big time fighter has that one fight that's going
Yeah,
to take them over the top in terms of popularity. He just got to stay the course for the next year or two until that opportunity comes. You know what I'm
130
saying?
is relatively weak though. That's the problem. I mean, personally, you know who I'd put him in there with? I'm being honest. I'll put him in there with James Tennyson in the UK. That's who I'd put. He's been to the UK a few times. I'll
I
put him in
think
there with someone like James Tennyson.
I think he can
Tennyson's
beat.
been
I think he can beat Tennyson.
he beats Tennyson every day, but at
I
least
think he.
Tennyson's got a fan name
Yeah, I
in
think
the
he can
UK.
beat. Yeah, I think he can beat Tennyson. Let me get in these comments real quick, yo. Um, Big shout out to everybody that's in here too, man. Edwin Castillo, yo, excuse this question because it's off topic, but what do you think? What do you guys think of Rick Glaser? Is he truthful? He has a really bad reputation. Um, some people call him a racist and all this other stuff. I personally don't know him. As far as some of the things that he be saying, some of the things I don't know about. Some of the things he does say are I'm talking about like behind the scenes relevance. Some of the stuff that he says is accurate. But I don't know him. I don't know enough about him to say whether he's good, bad, or indifferent. I just know he don't have a good reputation. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a good reputation. But Edwin Castillo, like Canelo beating Triple G first fight. Uh Chris Mannix is insane when calling fights, and his scorecard should be thrown in a paper shredder on site. Yeah, his Chris Mannix is like I said this to vlog, like Chris Mannix, and y'all know I don't call nobody out like nothing like that. If I do it, it's in private. But this one's gonna be in public. Like Chris Mannix is like he's horrible, yo. He's
Seeing
horrible.
as how,
Like
yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry. I'm
go
so
ahead, go
sorry.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
Seeing
ahead, go
as
ahead.
how we're talking about falling out, and I have to do this, and I've never done this before. IFL today done the worst interview I've ever seen in my life. Umar interviewed Eddie Hearn, and it was the worst interview I've ever seen in my entire life. Like literally, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me was thinking we might not ever get to interview Eddie Hearn because if these are the people that's interviewing Eddie Hearn, bro, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
The thing is crazy. Like, um, it's just, of course, if it comes from me or if it comes from vlog, if it comes from Shane, of course, the natural thing they're gonna say is, "Oh, they hating," blah 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 blah. There's people on our level that I don't like. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty even with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty even with it. It's just
And
Chris Mannix is just like he's just I don't like him on camera. I don't like his
yeah,
articles. I don't like his scorecards. He just seems like a guy that just don't be talking that talk when it comes down to boxing, man. Like it's just I
They've
can't
just
vibe
gained
with it.
inherited positions, you know.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
can
Go ahead,
I be
Vlog.
real?
Go
If
ahead.
you corny, when you just a naturally corny person, it'll show up in what you do. He just corny in his everyday life. Look at his hair, dude. You corny as hell, my dude. Like, just you know what I'm saying. So your scorecards is so just like this fake ass swag you put out. Like, I'm like, why you still got spikes in your hair? Wasn't they doing that in the mid 2000s? The fuck is this dude doing? Like, I'm just saying, bro. Like,
I
these
mean,
dudes are.
there's some dudes who I don't like. Even someone like Mike Coppinger, for example. I don't necessarily know him or anything, but at least there's a certain level of sincerity to what he's doing. You know, I feel like it's coming from an honest place.
I'll
Whereas,
say for Mike Carpenter, I think it's just more information based. With Mannix is more narrative based. What narrative does he want to run with? What was he even told to run with? You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
yeah,
With
Yeah,
Mike Carpenter, the stuff
yeah.
that I read that he puts out is more information based, and he's probably somebody that's close. White boys usually get to the info first. You know, I mean, they do run that mainstream situation, so I get that, and I ain't mad at that. But we making moves, and we got our plug in there too. So big shout out to him, L Dub.
yeah. Big shout out to the plug, like for sure. Like it's crazy, man. Like that's a great comment, Edwin. Like Chris Manning's scorecards is just like they be so off base. Like and I'm the first person to tell you there's a very thin line between having a good scorecard and a bad one. It's a thin line, but his joints usually be way
It's,
off.
but bro, it's not a thin line between having a fair scorecard and a bad one. That's not a thin line, bro. That's
No,
a
it's not a thin line.
of understanding of what you're recognizing instead of letting people to see something that's not there.
But blunt, bro. I feel like we gotta go back to your original point, which is I don't even think it's a case of him looking at a fight differently. It's narrative, bro. I feel like
That's what I
he's
said.
been, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just running with a narrative. You can look at a fight and go. I remember when Danny Jacobs fought Canelo, and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was doing scoring, and he gave most of the rounds to Jacobs, and we all saw Jacobs lose that fight, but because of the narrative that he was trying to push, obviously him not being a massive fan of Canelo, do you see my point? That's
Right.
one of the things. Like Mannix, I'm not saying he doesn't like Raymond Ford. I'm just saying certain people's opinions just change because they like someone. And I just feel like you got to remove your emotional attachments. That's what I was saying to Blunt the other day, bro, when you were talking about Toriano Johnson. I get what you're saying, and it applies again with Abel Ramos. You watch Abel Ramos fight, and you thought Abel Ramos won. Personally,
By
I
one
thought
round,
Ramos,
though. Just one round. Just one round. So I feel like
I
I'm
thought he
scoring
lost,
it
bro.
fairly.
I thought he lost. I could be wrong though. I thought he lost. Honestly,
I gave him one round, bro. I had him up by one round because you got to look at, for me, just moving on this topic. Now we sliding. The boy didn't put no power on the homie. The boy put a lot of junior high school shots out there, bro. You understand what
but
I'm
they're
talking about?
touching though.
When you
But they're
judging
touching.
dealers, huh?
But they're touching though. They're hitting the target.
There's a level of damage, and you can see power shots compared to a regular punch. Yes, you can tell that as a judge.
So round one, he landed something crazy. Round three, I want to say, he landed something crazy.
And then he was just grinding him. And then he got tired.
No, from round 5 on. He
won round 5.
No, I'm saying
I had him
I'm
round 5.
No, I ain't talking about who won and lost round 5. I'm talking about
but you just saying
from round 5 on. The tide started to change, and the thing is, and I know those weren't junior high shots, because if they were junior high shots, Abel Ramos wouldn't have been backing up. That back half of that fight, he was backing up. Whatever reason, he was backing up.
I thought Ramos got landed in most rounds.
Yeah, Ramos has landed some bombs. He was landing bombs.
Yeah, Ramos was landing bombs. He had the hardest shots. And when he was tired, he still had the hardest shots.
Yeah,
So how is the more tired man still hitting you harder and you got all this volume? Bro, there was a narrative. This is what it is. They don't want to pay that man, bro.
Bro,
They don't want to
bro.
pay that man.
It ain't that,
They don't
bro.
want to pay that man, bro.
But I realize the difference between me and Blunt because this is very similar to Castano and Charlo. Very similar.
Correct.
You're a person, and I respect the way you judge fights because you're very consistent. So I respect it. You like quality over quantity. I respect that. I'm a dude. If you don't knock the dude out, bro, you gotta make sure at least half of those rounds you're landing your opponents because I understand you got quality and Abel Ramos had the quality. But if you land 2 great shots and I land 10 shots, I've won that round to me. That's how I score it.
Again, if that's like saying you fighting, you 16, you fighting your 10-year-old sister. You telling me she landing 10 shots that's harder, more effective than your 2 shots you would land on her? Come on, bro.
But they're the same weight class, though. There's a difference.
I'm giving you the instance of the power difference. So I used a 10-year-old girl as San Mattia or Martia or Mantia or whatever his last name is. And bro, if you could have heard them dudes surfing ringside on this dude, oh man, I thought Beyonce was out there sitting on Jay-Z's lap. I mean, this shit was fucking ridiculous. They be killing me with this shit, bro. Just call a fucking fight, man.
And you know what? I think the Charlo Castano thing is probably the perfect example. Just in terms of how Blunt actually scores a round. Because you really have in a lot of these fights, you have there's a contrast of 2 styles. It don't matter what the styles are.
With volume versus the one who's looking for the good single.
Yeah, like you got the power guy versus the volume guy. You might have a boxer versus the aggressor.
Looking is correct, bro, Shane. I don't know if the word looking is correct. That kind of misleads it as if the fighter's being lazy. But most power punches are economical because power does take a lot of energy, and these punchers know that. So I wouldn't use the word looking. I would just use the word timing. Judging, you know what I mean?
I'll give you a throwback fight. Where a guy was landing some power shit early and he was just getting landed the rest of the fight. Jean Pascal and B-Hop. You know what I'm saying? That was a classic fight where Pascal couldn't miss with the power shots early. Once that shit got out of the way, though, he was getting outlanded every single round. And it's kind of like that's why I'm glad we having this conversation, because I'm like, that's the question you have to ask yourself, and you have to make that decision within 60 seconds of the round ending. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not
to me, I just feel like you have to be consistent with it. To me, a lot
I feel like all of us are consistent.
No, I'm not talking about.
He's not saying nothing, but he's saying ringside people. He talking about these Chris Mannixes.
Yeah, because to me, bro, in the Raymond Ford fight and in the Ramos fight, a lot of the rounds were similar. If the elements are the same, Jeff, how do you score the round to 2 different people? It don't make sense to me. If in one round Ramos landed a really good shot and Santamaria came with volume, and you gave that round to Ramos, but it was a close round, why would you give the next round to Santamaria? Just because you gave it? If they're the same round, judge it the same. But some people look at it, well, because I gave you that swing round, I'm gonna give the other person that swing round. That's not how boxing works, bro. You watch a fight and you judge a fight. I watch fights blind, which means I don't let previous rounds or future rounds or previous fights or future fights affect how I judge a round. At the end of the day, whoever I thought won that round.
Yeah, I didn't score it. My boxing eye said draw. That's what my boxing eye told me. Because there was probably a good 3 swing rounds in there where I know one of the rounds I definitely gave to Ramos because I just felt like, even though he got outlanded in the round, I just felt like his shots was more effective. Like he landed like the harder shit. Like And you have to factor that in. So if a guy lands 8 hard shots in a round and the other guy lands maybe 15 and maybe 2 of those shots was hard, for me, there's a pretty good chance I'm probably gonna get around to the guy that landed the 8 hard shots. Like it depends on like kind of like the ratio. Like if it's like a big ass gap, like you know what I'm saying? If it's like a big ass gap, then I really gotta consider the guy that's landing the volume too. But in the Santa Maria fight, there was a couple rounds where Santa Maria was like almost doubling up Ramos in regards to the shots landed. And I'm talking about my boxing eye. I'm not talking about copy box and all that other crap. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't an easy fight to score. It really was like, what did you like? What did you like? If you like the power shots, then you probably thinking Ramos probably 7-3. Vlog, I'm assuming you had a 7-3, something like that. You had it like 7-3? What you had it? Oh yeah, you had it 6-4, right? You had a 6-4, right? You had a 6-4. You had a 6-4. If you like the volume, you might have had a 6-4 Santa Maria. Like that wasn't the easiest fight to score because it was naturally just two different styles.
That's why my estimation, the way to go is fair. Draw.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not fair. When I watched it, I felt like it was a draw. Like I felt like it was a draw.
I'm telling you, bro, they feel like Santa Maria is the cheaper fighter. Just send around, move him around. He ain't a dangerous dude for these upper echelon, for the Bootses and these kind of guys. So to me, I think they like that as a PBC network. They like that decision. That to them did them better down the line. Now they don't got to book Ramos as high, things like that.
See, I don't really agree with that though. I don't really agree with that. I'm gonna tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the 147 is very top heavy. The guys at the top, they need opponents. So it's actually in their best interest. It was actually in their best interest that Ramos won the fight. Because that gives the top guys that gives them an extra opponent. That actually having Santa Maria. Hold on, let me finish this off real quick, bro. If Santa Maria loses the fight, right, on the cards, he can still continue to do what he do. They put him up against good level guys. He'll make the same amount of money and all of that because he done been down this road before. He went down that road with Paul Kroll. He went down that road with Michael Fox, the Devin Alexanders. Whether he won or lost the fight, his career is still going to go like this. He's still at that same level. If Ramos wins that fight, I'm talking from PBC's end. I'm entertaining your point. From PBC's end, if Ramos wins that fight, right? If Ramos wins that fight, that puts him in line. They could double right back and be like, all right, you know what? When Josecito Lopez get better, all right, we're going to run that back. So he gets the Santa Maria fight, boom, he wins that. Josecito Lopez, now you can run that back. He gets 2 straight victories. Now Abel Ramos versus a Stanionis is not a bad look. And it's a good look for PBC.
Or Abel Ramos versus Ugas after he loses to Spence.
Yeah, it's just Ramos win is better off for PBC from a business standpoint than a Santa Maria win. Because it gives the top guys more, it gives them one more option to fight. One more option.
Where I disagree with you is because he's already had a title shot, and he's a certain level of pay, that actually a fresh face with a so-called decent victory, because that's what I'm going to say, so-called decent victory, not a big payday, and he's not a real threat to your top guys.
We'll see. We'll test that through because we will see how PBC move him now moving forward because he has.
I'm telling you, Josecito Lopez and Danny Garcia is probably going to be the next fight.
But the thing is, the reason why I disagree with the premise vlog is because neither one of their guarantees is big. they can book both of these dudes 5 times a year, and Al not gonna feel it. Al not gonna feel it. So this is simply
you use
that's
those
the thing.
dudes
You're
as
looking
cards.
at it as hold up. You're looking at it as an individual. He comes with a team. So there's a certain bag and a certain activity that you got to have for that entire group of fighting members of that family.
What do you mean?
That they don't fight alone. The Ramoses do not fight off the same card. They always fight together. So
yeah, but they can still book them, and none of them are making big money.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. If the dude is on the pay-per-view, he's not cheap. You're acting like he's cheap. I'm trying to tell you
that's not true. That's not true, bro.
All of these dudes that we're talking about are card fillers. They're not main events. So at the end of the day, Jeff's point originally is true. At the end of the day,
you're disrespectful. These dudes is not card fillers. His nephew is a headliner, undefeated, one of the best prospects coming into 2022. Should actually be looking at a title shot opportunity at 154 or 147.
Bro, but you said it yourself.
Card fillers is that's card fillers to who, bro? Who when you say that?
Let me tell you. Let me explain,
bro. You sound like the mainstreamers when you just pick and choose and say who you think is this level and that level.
You're making statements without allowing me to explain my original premise. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because you said it yourself. When we were describing the card of why this was a PBC pay-per-view, we were using these fights to justify why they're pay-per-view. We wasn't using them as standalones. So therefore, they're a card filler. A card filler, you either have card fillers or standalone fights. This is not a standalone fight. This is a card filler because you use fights like that to fill the card to make it a pay-per-view. That's the whole point. And you said that yourself because when we broke down the fact that we believe that it was a good card because it had these type of fights on it. They weren't standalone. That's my point. So unless you're telling me they're standalone.
When I said that, I was talking about the bottom half that they actually added to it as if it was a full pay-per-view event. Then they told you at the last minute, we're splitting the Vargas card, and that's not actually going to be on your pay-per-view. So when you look at the card in itself, there was a couple fights that are standalone main event fights on there. One of them being the Abel Ramos fight before the switch. So since it got switched, you telling me he's still not a main event fighter because Josecito Lopez fell and broke his leg? No, he's still in the main event slot. Did they not keep Joe Smith Jr. in the main event slot with a bum? Brought a bum through the door. Didn't even
he's a world champion. He's a world champion, so it's different.
Okay. All right.
Were you gonna put a light heavyweight champion on the undercard?
You talking about him being a champion. I'm talking about the fact that he still took the fight on a last minute situation, and with the name and what they're already building as a fighting family, they're entitled a certain respect level. And what I'm feeling from the team, I'm not liking it. And I'm being
I'm not gonna lie, bro. We've seen many great fighters play the position of a card filler. I don't know why you've taken that personal. Many great fighters have played that position, bro. In fact, if not all great fighters have played that position. Definitely played that position for YouTubers, bro. What are you talking about?
To be honest with you, I think Al is done the Ramos family pretty well. Like he got the Ugas.
Well, you not saying so? Hold on. So you saying the performance that they putting out there is not done Al pretty well either? So you act like this one side, like motherfucker getting paid for doing nothing.
Vlog. I'm wondering what interview did you have with Abel Ramos off camera?
Literally, bro.
Your defending gloves is pretty big right now, brother.
No, it don't. But it has nothing to do with how y'all critiquing.
This is this is the thing. Like you're mentioning, it was Abel Ramos versus Lucas Santamaria. It wasn't Abel Ramos and his family versus Lucas Santamaria. That's the point I'm trying to get across to you. You're making it seem like this is like Family Matters and shit. This ain't fucking Family Matters.
Like the original fight wasn't a main event fight.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing about Josecito Lopez. I didn't mention Josecito Lopez's name one time.
Let me ask you a question.
I didn't mention it.
let me ask you a question. If this was a main event fight, if this is, we've just seen PBC charge people for Martin versus Ortiz. If this fight was worthy of a main event slot by itself, we would have seen that as a main event by itself.
Hold on. Are we talking? Vlog? Hold on. Vlog? I got an honest question. Are we talking Abel Ramos, Josecito Lopez? Are you talking main event FS1? Like a FS1 main event?
It could be BBC. It could be on Saturday Night Fox on regular the network, or it could be on the cable Fox. It don't matter. It's still a main event fight. Whether it's pay-per-view main event, I never said it was. I said that name with the other name is a main event fight. These are
I disagree with that, bro.
No, I hold on now. Vlog put it that way. That I've seen worse. You gotta think about this, Shane. We had Sean Porter and what's my man name from out the what's my man name?
Formella.
Yeah. So we had Sean Porter, Sebastian Formella as a main event on FS1, right?
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. Abel Ramos and Josecito Lopez is a better fight. So if it's a FS1, it depends on the platform. If it's a FS1 platform, that's a main event on a FS1 platform. That's a main event, definitely a main event. They don't belong on Showbox, but I'm just saying, like a Showbox platform, that would be a main event.
Can I ask you a question?
In some Showtime cards, that's a main event depending on the rest of the card.
Can I ask you a question, bro? Let me ask you a simple question. Why was it on the undercard?
Because the card needed help.
So is that not a card filler?
I'm not saying that it wasn't, but
that was my original point,
right?
Bro.
But Shane, Shane, no, what I'm saying is two things can be correct. I think both of y'all are correct. But I think by itself, that is a FS1 type main event fight.
I made the original statement that Blunt disagreed with. I said we're talking about a dude who was a card filler, and you disagreed with it. Not you, Jeff. Blunt, you disagreed with it, which I can't see how what I've said is incorrect. That is a card filler. Right,
but he also said he doesn't believe that fully because he feels like that can be a main event by itself on a certain platform. Once he said that, I said both of y'all are correct.
My point is, why wasn't it? That's my point. Why wasn't it?
Because Keith Thurman.
Because Thurman needs fucking help, bro. So just blame it on Keith Thurman. Don't blame it on me. My call is correct.
Hold on. Thurman Barrios, right? You put Barrios. Barrios is a part of the main event. So that's going to bring a certain crowd. You already know. So it makes sense from a business standpoint to put a guy like Abel Ramos on that card. It makes business sense. You know what I'm saying? Because Barrios is the main event, and Barrios has a certain amount of popularity because of the tank fight. So if they're thinking, and I'm putting my PBC, business suit on right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about quality of fight, all that. It makes sense for them to put an Abel Ramos, Josecito Lopez fight on that card because number one, it needs help. Number two, the demographic. So I understand why. If it was a better main event, Abel Ramos and Josecito Lopez is not on that card. It's not on that card. If it was a different opponent, a better opponent than Barrios, it's not on that card. Like it's just not. So both of y'all, I like both of y'all points. It just depends on what platform of main event we're talking. That is a FS1 type main event, like for sure.
Well, in your eyes, that's what you believe. What I know is that it wasn't by itself. And if we're gonna use the example of because Barrios isn't a seller, I agree. Whatever, that's fine. I don't really care. My point is still my point. Until you can disprove my point, it still remains.
But nobody's disproving it. What we're saying is that Vlog point falls right in line with yours. I'm saying two things can be correct. I'm not saying that you're wrong because if it's not, because any fight that's not if you want to be technical, any fight on a pay-per-view that's not the main event or the co-main event is a card filler. You
Of
can
course,
literally label as that.
of
So
course.
if you want to get technical, yes, you can
That's
say
why
that.
I said that. That's why I
Right.
said what I said.
But but but
Yeah,
that's just like I give you a vlog. I'm gonna give you something that you'll understand. I could have said when Floyd fought, who was that, Canelo? When Floyd fought Canelo, like I could have said Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse was a card filler, but we all know that was a main event by itself. It was that could stand as a main event at that particular time on multiple platforms.
But
Multiple
he didn't.
platforms.
But he didn't.
Right, but you're not answering the question though. Can it?
Of course it can. But it didn't.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Two things can be correct.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Jeff. Let me ask you a question. There's certain fighters, because the original point was you were talking about Al Heyman and Al Heyman treating Al Heyman's purses and how much money it's going to cost him for Abel Ramos. There's certain fighters that no matter what won't be on the undercard. No matter what.
Correct.
Give me Errol Spence, for example, Terence Crawford, for example, Manny Pacquiao, for example. Those fighters won't be on the undercard. Those are the fighters that their purses are going to be Al Heyman's concern. If Al Heyman's concern, if your purse is Al Heyman's concern, you are not going to be a card filler.
Can I tell you where and a lot of that is true. But there are some fighters that he would be concerned about, and they not on that level. Take Landed Lara. It was just recently over his last maybe 2-3 fights where he wasn't the main event. But in his initial contract, he had it negotiated that he's the main event and he's 7 figures.
I get you, but
so there's exceptions to that.
I get you, but unless you can find an exception where that applies to Abel Ramos, I can't think that Al Heyman is going to be too concerned about Abel Ramos.
That's why I said. Well, that's why I said with Abel Ramos, he's not worried about Abel Ramos from a financial standpoint because his price tag is not big. Now
that's why you can give him 5 fights and he's not gonna.
Correct, but also I'm gonna go right back in the Vlog's point. He brought up the rest of his family. How many other fighters are we talking about, Vlog, outside of Abel? 2 other fighters, right? So you got Abel Ramos, you got two other people in the family. Very rarely do you see family members fighting on the same card multiple times, right? So you may see it once in a blue moon, but you rarely see it multiple times. So going back to the family thing, the undefeated kid, Al is probably gonna set him up. Al probably gonna set him up nice within the next year or so. That has nothing to do with Abel Ramos. He's gonna set that kid up because he's 17-0 right now, and Al gonna give him an opportunity. Like he's just gonna give him an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, Abel Ramos got an opportunity. Actually, the Josecito fight was supposed to be the second opportunity. He just, this unfortunate thing happened where Josecito got injured. That was supposed to be his second big look. You know what I'm saying? Ugas was his first big look. And, let's be real, Ramos wet the bed in that fight. He wet the bed in that fight. He had one good moment in that fight, and he got outdone, the rest of that whole fight. But the bottom line is, Abel Ramos got that Ugas opportunity, had nothing to do with his family. You know what I'm saying? He got the Josecito opportunity, was supposed to get it, had nothing to do with his family. That kid at 17-0 was going to get his opportunity. It ain't going to be because of Abel. So even though they're family, they're going to individually get their opportunities because what they do in the ring and what value they bring inside of the ring. So they're going to get their opportunities. That's what I was saying, Vlog, you saying that you feel like there's a lot of disrespect towards the family. I don't see Bob giving them the same opportunity as Al is. I don't see Oscar doing this for them. I don't even see Eddie doing this for them. I think Al is pretty much putting them in good spots. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, Abel Ramos it would have been better for Al business wise for Abel to win that fight. And they probably gonna make him rematch. They probably gonna make him rematch because they really want Abel Ramos to be amongst the top tier guys, so he can be an opponent for like.
I mean, two of the dudes commentating on that fight had and showed. I think Fox put this out. I saw this on social media before the fight. They had Abel Ramos in the top 10.
Ramos is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. If he's like, I don't think he was in my top 10, but I had him no further than 12. He's in my top like 12. Like Abel Ramos is a good
12?
fighter.
I don't know if he's in my top 12. I don't know.
Abel Ramos is a good fighter. Like he's
top
a good
12,
fighter.
Top 12.
He might be in my top 12. Might be in my top 12.
Take yourself off mute, Blunt.
Blunt, you on mute, baby. We couldn't hear you.
We got people in the chat that's bumping their gums. So
okay, let me get at that. Nathan Carey in the building, man. Big shout out to you. He said Eubank should have finished Williams. We'll get to that in a minute. Bruce Goals, my brother, what's going on with you? Edwin Castillo, throw him in with Gamboa. Oh, he's talking about Raymond Ford. He beats Gamboa, but I like that matchup though. Edwin, Nathan, he's not a finisher and thinks about making it to the final bell, keeping it cracking. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on. I owe a bottle. Hold on.
Where's my B-Day?
No, I owe her 25 for a bottle. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send you 25 right now. Now I'm sending it to the man on the screen. So if you don't get your bottle,
you owe 25 there and you owe 75 here.
Really 75 here, nigga.
Well, really and truly, if we're being all the way 100, he actually owes me 200. But I'm gonna give the 200, the 125 you can keep. The 75 is over here. I actually won last week as well.
And I broke even because of this Abel Ramos situation. So I'm good money. Keeping it cracking. I just sent $25 to the Cash App, so that'll get you the one bottle, and you got another stash coming. Edwin Castillo, Mannix scorecards make Adelaide Bird cards look fair. They're probably with some of these biased LDBC channels have criteria meetings. Yeah, I mean it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. Number one Grinder in the building, man. What's going on, good brother? Say Grinder. Hold on, let me get this bot up out of here. Block you. Toshi in the building. Big shout out to Toshi, man. Said, what up, guys? Great night of boxing. Valdez has signed a contract now, waiting on Shakur to sign.
You need to keep Shakur's name out your mouth.
Yeah,
right now.
Man. You just actually, you need to say something. We might go viral again. Stay ready in the building. Big shout out to Stay Ready, man. Edwin said Toshi he did, but now word is Shakur hasn't signed, and it's weird because he's been calling Valdez a duck for not signing, but he hasn't signed himself. You got to pay attention to that paperwork, baby. I know there's a lot of calling out stuff. You got to pay attention to that paperwork. Stay ready. Says salute. Toshi Abel Ramos has a fan-friendly style. That's why that's what I'm saying. Like, it's because of his style, and he's a good fighter, man. Like, they want him to win. Like, they want him. They not gonna rob a guy like that.
Guy's in my top 10 or my top 12. I don't think he is.
He's in my top 12. He's in my top 12.
This is where I disagree with you on the they won't rob him because his style is so fan-friendly. A loss doesn't really hurt him. So I think just they wanted him to take a step back on the pay scale, bro. That's why I think they kind of gave him the loss. I'm telling you.
Pay scale.
I got my tinfoil kufi on, bro.
His pay scale not that big though.
Okay, bro.
I'm just saying his pay scale not big.
All right.
Anybody?
Do you know?
I know he. Bro, I know it's under 100.
Can you tell me that I don't
under 100? I know it's under 100.
That's where you're out of pocket and you're wrong. So that's why I'm gonna just tell you wrong. I'm not gonna put the man business out there, but you're wrong.
Listen, if he's making over 100,000 and you think that's a problem for Al, then something wrong. Something wrong. So if Al's paying, bro, Al is paying, bro, huh?
This is even worse. If you think he's making 100,000 or over 100,000,
disrespectful. I said it earlier. That's disrespectful.
I'm just saying, if you think he's making over 100,000 and he's a main event fighter, and that's a problem for Al Heyman, then there's something wrong, bro. If Al Heyman can't give up 100,000 for a main event, bro, that's a problem.
That's where that's where we all differ, and we could just leave it at that because that'll be an all-ball situation. Y'all can think and believe, just like y'all thought that Emmanuel Tagu wasn't a top flight lightweight. Again,
he still ain't.
No,
he still ain't. He's
not. He got a shot. He got a shot. He can prove it. He can prove it.
Y'all are the people in IG. Who's that? He ain't nobody. All right, y'all say
bro, I'll tell you this right now, bro.
Right now. And
I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now. All jokes aside, bro. I'll tell you this right now. If this dude goes out on against Ryan Garcia and he proves to me that he's the real deal, I swear on everything, I'll give you all the flowers in the world. I'll give you all the flowers. I'll give you all the flowers. Trust me. And I'll admit that I'm wrong.
Vlog told me that he's a top 3 fighter at 135. I'm not only am I expecting a good performance, I'm expecting a win.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a win because that man in the right corner of the screen told me he's a top 3 fighter at 135.
You can expect a win, but what we know will happen because of the landscape and the political situation in boxing. We gotta know that first of all before you can go into the fight as a boxing analyst and say, well, this style should beat that style. Okay,
if he gets rubbed, I'll still give him credit. If he gets rubbed,
if he goes in and he does his thing and he gets robbed, I'm gonna get on this camera. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, that's a top 5 dude right there." I'm gonna give it up to him. So the judges. I'm
telling you based on his accomplishments. But at the time of the argument, he was accomplished.
That wasn't my point. My point was you never watched him fight a full fight. That was my point.
Bro, because I haven't seen a dude fight a full fight does not mean that his record isn't telling me something. What I'm reading about him isn't telling me something.
Bro, that usually don't work in boxing, bro.
Yeah, how you going? We ain't always had.
It can't work. It can't work when you don't know one of his opponents. It can't work when you don't know.
That's why I said it's still a question mark. That's why I said I never question, and I don't listen. I don't debate how you think. I don't debate how you think. But the thing is, if you show me a basketball player and I only seen him in the layup line, I don't know how good of a player he is, bro. You done put everybody, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That sounds disrespectful, bro.
You tell me a person that looked bad on the highlights. Tell me a person that looked bad on the highlights.
Anybody can look bad on the highlights, depending on
who. It ain't one person personal highlights that's bad. Come on, Flo.
I said anybody. No, you didn't let me finish. I said depending on who's showing the highlights.
Then it's not a highlight, bro.
Again, a highlight can be a highlight of something. Jeff, a highlight can be a highlight can be a clip of something negative that you want to show.
At the time you made that statement, Blunt, you only saw highlights.
You only saw. I'm talking about at that time. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about after you hit the dark red and all that. I ain't talking about that.
At the time, and looking at the landscape. Am I not correct?
Yeah.
He's correct about what?
Thank you.
At the time, all you had done was looked at highlights and looked at the landscape and made a decision that he's a top 3 based on nothing because you've never seen him fight.
That's my point. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying that his homework.
Your point is, bro, that's irrelevant to the homework I've done. And you telling me a dude that hadn't had the fights that Devin Haney had is better than this dude. and this dude has already been a dude that's
But
been.
it goes back to the original point, bro. You never watched a fight of his, and you couldn't tell me an opponent of his.
At that time,
Is that at that time? Is that not a fact?
So
Is that not a fact?
bro, if I did tell you, you wouldn't know him. You didn't know him. So what did it
So that
matter
means
if I
I
told
can't
you?
give him
You
that
was
credit.
the
But you did. But you gave him
Because
top
you don't
3
know who
billing.
the bonus is, you not due credit. Because
Bro,
you don't
you
know
gave-
who he fought. He's
You
not
gave
due
him
credit.
top- Bro, you
Bro,
gave
Bro,
him
if
top
you
3
ain't
billing.
seen him fight, if you ain't seen him
Bro,
fight,
You gave
how
sound
him
can
like
I give
casuals.
billing.
Both of y'all sound like casuals.
No,
Continue
Bro,
to do that.
if
no,
Like,
you
yo,
gave him
you
top.
definitely
Bro,
sound
wait
like
for
a
the
casual,
channel.
bro.
Y'all
Hold
both
on, hold
sound
on.
like casuals.
Hold on.
Hey, let me say
Shane,
this
Shane,
one
hold
thing.
on. Shane, real quick. When have we started giving guys top 3 billing and we've never seen the guy fight and can't name an opponent of his? When did we start doing that? When did we start doing that?
That's
When we
what
start
you-
doing that?
I'm not you. I'm
No.
not you.
What
I
other
looked at
what
the last
hold
set
on,
back in time
bro.
in a
What other
lightweight
weight class
position.
have you done that in?
What other fighter have you done that with, bro?
I've done it with a couple middleweights that should be
Who?
definitely.
Give me names. Who? Because you've never done this before in life, bro. Not since we met. Not since we met.
So you telling me, bro, that there are not fighters right now that you've not seen tape on, but have great records, have good performances, and should be highly ranked based on whatever you're able to discover about them, and you start making your own criteria for a list?
Nope. Not once.
Okay.
I say, yo, you gotta prove it. Show me. I
Okay,
say the
You
same.
said
I'm
that
very
about
consistent.
Shakur. You said that about
You-
Shakur.
I said that about Shakur. I'm very
I
consistent.
said it again. I can't say it about a dude that's already showing it to me through consistency. He has the longest reign of undefeatedness in the division. What other fighter has a 10-year run in the division, bro?
but you
Undefeated.
never-
I don't care
but
who you fighting.
Bro, but you never answered my question.
What question?
I said
About a
when
name? About a
no,
name? That's casual talk.
no.
That's casual talk.
No, bro. You give somebody top 3 billing, and you never seen them fight, and you don't know the opponent, and I'm the casual.
Doesn't make sense to me, bro.
It makes absolutely no sense. None.
None. That's a fact. Keep running through them comments, Jeff.
Like, hold on. Where we at?
Doesn't make any sense. How doesn't that? So you got to see every single fighter fight before you can say that he's the best at the division.
Yeah.
At least once. At least once.
That's you. I never said I didn't never watch him fight. I said I've seen clips,
Yes,
and I
you
do.
did. Yes, you did, bro.
I've seen him fight since then. I've seen his whole fight since then.
That's what made the clip so famous. I asked
Again,
you, did you ever see him fight? You told me no. We started busting out laughing.
Again, if your record and what you show me on tape supports what I'm saying on your record, of course I'm going to still elevate you. I don't have to necessarily see 10 whole fights of yours to be like, okay, what I'm seeing and what's on paper and what you're being accredited for doing has to elevate you, bro.
So where do you have him right now? Where do you have him now?
I still got him in the top 5, bro. Nothing's happened that changed outside of Gambosa's interjecting himself and making it a top 6.
So the Mason Menard fight kept him in the top 5?
Always. Because he came over here for 2 weeks and did work. That's 2 weeks.
Okay.
Bro, I swear to God, on everything I own,
bro, that's not consistent with how you usually roll, bro.
I swear, I'm
gonna bring up another situation right now to see where y'all dudes did. I want you to tell me if these 2 dudes is garbage. I just want to see if y'all say.
I didn't say Emmanuel Targi was garbage, by the way.
No, ask me if they top 3. Ask me that.
Ask
me if they top 3.
Ask
me. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Go ahead.
Evgeny Shevchenko and William Scope, title IBF Eliminator. Both these dudes undefeated. They garbage. Have you seen them fight? Have you seen them fight?
Yeah, which tells me they're not top 3. They gonna have
if they fight for a title eliminator, they obviously top 3.
No, they're not because it's an eliminator.
Because now you're giving the sanctioning bodies credit. Come on, bro. Hold on, was Danny? Hold on. Wait. Shane. Was Danny Garcia and Brandon Bam Rios the title eliminator? Was Brandon Rios not garbage at the time?
I'm using the scenario. I just gave you the whole scenario. I just had to tell you.
Are either one of them top 3? Bro? That was the whole point of the Tagu thing.
if you're in a situation where your record is elevating you, I don't need to get confirmation from Jeff or Shane to be like, yo, this is a solid dude. Let me see what I
wait,
can
Blunt. Jeff, Blunt, you don't need validation from me or Jeff. You need to be consistent with how you judge fighters. You don't judge any fighter by being in the top 3 fighter. What weight class
consistent? I just brought you 2 dudes, undefeated, ranked high in wherever they fighting at.
How many times have you seen them fight, bro?
I've never seen either one of them fight. That's
right back at the same point.
Hold up. That's my point. That goes back to my point. So that means because I haven't seen you fight that you're not any good, and I shouldn't do something.
So what weight class? What weight class?
These 2 dudes are super middleweight. These 2 dudes are super middleweight.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, bro. You said they're top 3. Okay, so
you're saying that. I'm asking you based on that scenario. You would say neither one of these dudes is a top ranked fighter.
For them to be top 3, bro, they have to be above Canelo. They'd have to be above Benavidez. They would have to be above all of the dudes at 168, basically. All of the dudes at 168, they would have to be above those.
A vlog.
You named 3 dudes. You named 3 dudes. What dudes? Continue that list. Since you was on it.
It's 3 dudes we're talking about, bro. We said top 3. We said top 3. They would have to be better than those top 3.
One of them in the top 3?
Hold on, Shane. Vlog. My entire point of Tegu is where you had him ranked.
You don't like my ranking because I didn't get confirmation from you. That's why you don't like him.
No, I want you to actually watch the fighter before you rank him number 3. That's all. That's all I'm asking, bro.
I did that. You act like again. I watched the tape. I could watch. If the tape wasn't out there for me to find and watch it, I was not gonna say that I'm not still going to pay attention to what I've already seen.
All I'm telling you is how you're evaluating Tegu. You haven't done that with any other fighter in the history of boxing. In terms of you evaluating fighters.
So you telling me my hidden gems dudes that I'm seeing these dudes 4 or 5 fights.
You never said they were top 3. You never said they were top 3. That's my point. You never said they was top 3.
But neither of them hidden gems ain't accomplished like he is either. So his accomplishments don't rank him.
He's top 5. So he's top 5.
Wow, okay.
He's top 5.
So that's why you that freezer you live in that freezer by yourself.
He hasn't accomplished anything though. He's not even a world champion.
Bro, he's a former IBO world champion.
Yo, bro, if this was any other fighter, he ain't fighting nobody.
Shane don't respect the IBO. He's not been a world champion.
Let me ask you a question, Blunt. Let me ask you a question. Who's the IBO champion at heavyweight?
I believe the last that I heard of that title, I think it was the Godzilla dude, the African cat.
Personally, when the last time I checked, the IBO champion, I thought Usyk still had it, to be honest, but I could be wrong. I thought AJ and Usyk had it, but my point still remains. It doesn't make a difference. You have to be, if you got legitimate world champions, like you had at the time, Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Lomachenko.
So now you're saying the IBO is not legitimate?
It's not. When has IBO been the missing piece for undisputed, bro? Let me ask you a question.
At some point in time, it has to be accepted. It has to be respected to get that elevation. So if we got media outlets like this saying fuck the IBO, then they'll never get it.
Bro, I'm telling you what it is right now. And right now, bro,
I'm telling you where things can go. You know why I'm telling you that? Because I've been where you at, and I'm at where I'm at now. So things can actually change.
And I will address it when it's changed. But until it's changed, I'm addressing how it's right now.
There's a reason why it won't change, because you just was like, oh no, it's not recognized. Ain't nobody paying attention to it.
But it's a fact though. Nobody is paying it because I'm not.
They fighting for the belt though. I know they out there fighting for the belt, and I know he had it, so I'm respecting it. And that's good enough for me. That's why I had him in my list. This ain't y'all list. And now the world know about him, since other cats like yourselves, your friends, fanboys, because that's what y'all out here talking like. Y'all talking like, oh,
for you, Blunt, you have to die on this Unfortunately for you, Blunt, you have to die on that now. because you've rid for this guy so much. If he fails, you gotta die on that sword. Just so you know, bro. You have to die on that sword, bro, because you've been this
Okay,
guy's
bro.
cheerleader for over a year.
So you telling me that that's not a good way to go out?
No,
Standing on your 10 toes?
no,
Ride with who you been riding with?
bro. Unless you're
I'm ride or die, homie. I'm ride or die, pimp.
bro. I gotta believe in you more. I gotta see more than what I've seen before I believe in you, bro. You gotta show me at least 2 fights. I'll be like, okay, that's elite. This guy hasn't had one elite performance. So how the hell could he be in my top 3? You have to have at least one elite performance, bro.
Okay, all right. Okay, I hear the hate. I like the hate. It motivates me to continue to find these.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll say this is so funny.
Bringing them and smashing them down y'all throats.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. This is so funny. Even if he beats Ryan Garcia, he still ain't in my top 3. That's how funny it is.
You're a hater. This is the same dude that says Devin Haney ain't got no power.
I don't rate Ryan Garcia, so I don't care. He got knocked down by Luke Campbell. So I don't rate Ryan Garcia.
That says Devin Haney don't have no power.
I don't rate Ryan Garcia, bro. Ryan Garcia got knocked down by Luke Campbell, bro. I don't rate Ryan Garcia.
Yo, we gonna be all night on this, but I'm gonna close it off with this. Bottom line is Emmanuel Tagu's best victory is Mason Menard. It's Mason Menard. Outside of that, he's been on a 10-year undefeated run. He's been on a 10-year undefeated run. Outside of the Mason Menard fight, there's no other full fights available to watch of Emmanuel Tagu, and you can run down his opponents. There's not one recognizable name outside of Mason Menard. All I'm saying is I need more than that to put him in my top 5 or top 3. That's all I'm saying.
That recognizable name, that's what I'm saying. And that's where you get me wrong. When you say that recognizable name, that's mainstream talk, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's not because bro, it's not mainstream talk. You need to know if a person. No, bro. If you don't know a fighter, how do you know if they sturdy? How do you know if they sturdy? If you don't know the fighter and you don't know who they fought, how you know they sturdy?
Okay, well that's
what I'm saying. Answer the question. Answer the question. What homework? There's no homework.
Everything is not in picture. You know there's no homework. You're a boxing writer,
bro. I can't read about somebody. I can't read about somebody and put them in the top 5. I can't read about somebody and put them in the top 5, bro.
Then don't.
Can't read about somebody and put them in the top 5.
Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it.
I will never do it. I will never do it.
Bro, what is this guy? What am I reading about? What is this, bro?
Bro, I said it back then and I'm going to say it now. I'm like, bro, like, I want parts.
Understand it.
I just want to be on the payroll. I just want to be on the payroll. I want to be on the payroll.
I support fighters that I think have accomplished good things.
And that's cool. That's cool. No. You one of the people I go to when it comes, look, bro, when it comes down to hitting gyms, you one of the people that I go to. But I've never heard you give a hidden gym a top 3 rating. This is not consistent with how you usually rate fighters. That's my point.
Bro, this
you got a soft, bro. You got a soft spot for Emmanuel, bro. You got a soft spot for Emmanuel Tagu, and that's just the bottom line of it.
Let's get to Keith Thurman. He ain't even spoke about Keith Thurman, and he's in the fight.
Keith Thurman, he a bum.
I'm the same way. I done lost money off of him.
Bro, I'm happy with Keith Thurman, bro. Keith Thurman done well with my eyes. I don't care what none of you guys say. Firstly, Keith Thurman was the reason why you won $75. That's the first thing, blood. Don't be ungrateful. The first thing. And the next thing.
I ain't got money yet, so I'm hella ungrateful.
At least Thurman done his part. Thurman done his part, bro. He didn't get the knockout. That's what I was hoping, bro. Because 3 rounds through that fight, I was thinking, damn, this is going to get a bit sticky.
Is Tagu lasting 12?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is he lasting 12?
If
I
I'm
don't know.
betting on anything, I guarantee I'll put a bag on that.
That he go 12.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And
I don't know.
12 anyway. It shouldn't be. What they gonna? How they gonna line that up to be 12? What gimmick they gonna put on that to be 12?
They gonna make a belt and call it
WBC silver or something like that.
Yeah. What's the
I
name of
think
that?
he
What's the
has
name of that?
James in
What's the name of that
WBA
soap?
right now?
What's the name of that soap PB promoting?
I don't know. Don't get me to line. I use regular
the WBC Suave Intercontinental
I
belt.
think he any link with the WBA right now. I thought he was on that line.
God knows, bro.
I don't know, bro. All right, let me get the rest of these comments, man.
But yeah, we ain't spoke about Keith Thurman.
Brian Arabali, he's laughing. Gronda, he said, Bruce. Oh, he said 8:35. Okay. Hold on a second. Brian Arabali, records and stats do speak, but it's the caliber of opponents that matters most. My man, Rob Acosta in the building, man. What's going on with you, bro? Big shout out to Rob Acosta. Conrad, family in the building. What's going on? Skull and Svedinko. Conrad bringing the smoke as usual. I will do some research on them when I have time.
I got it. I already did it. They both undefeated, 18-0, 15-0, both fighting out of Germany, which I couldn't believe the brother fighting out of Germany, but I guess there's a lot of Africans and stuff been out that way in Europe, so I guess it ain't too unusual.
Brian said if a guy has got caliber resume on his stats, you can rank him high, but it's risky banking on him without watching the guy's style. Brian said Ramos must be good to be rated top 3. I haven't seen the dude, but I agree, Shane. Ryan ain't top 3. Conrad said this live is wild. Absolutely. Conrad, I am more interested in why that fight is happening at all. Thurman,
can I tell you?
Good.
Can I tell him? Let me answer that.
Sure.
They both on the same platform, bro. And he needs an elite guy, bro. He cannot make a claim to want to go after Gambosis with a Luke Campbell under your belt, bro. So they all need elite guys, and it's the only dude that's technically on the same platform you fighting on.
I hate to break it to you, bro, but he's gonna get no credit for this victory, bro. I hate to break it to you.
Of haters like you and Shane and the rest of y'all.
I didn't say I wasn't gonna give him credit. I said he's not gonna get any credit. The general public's not gonna give him any credit. Don't throw me.
That's because they're casuals and they don't do their homework.
But don't throw me in there with that. I said from what I seen in the Menard fight, he's a solid fighter. I said I didn't see special though.
Everybody's solid compared to you.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If Targu loses and he legitimately loses, he's gone down in my estimation. Because Ryan Garcia is not
already down in your estimation. How can
that's the problem.
He can win and can't come up.
That's the problem.
He could go and beat Gambosis and get the undisputed situation locked up.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie, bro. That's a lie.
I don't know. To be honest with you, bro, this is my first time seeing Emmanuel Tagu in with a legit opponent with my own 2 eyes. That's just the facts of it. Because Mason Menard,
you can question if Ryan Garcia is even legit, bro.
Hold on, Mason Menard is not he's not a good fighter right now. He's not a good fighter right now. He wasn't a really good fighter when Devin Haney fought him in Philly. And the rest of Tagu's fights I have not seen. So this is the first time I'm able to visually see him with my own 2 eyes in a fight, in a complete fight. Like that's a fact. That's a fact from my end. From my end.
Y'all dudes sound like all mainstream, main card.
No, but vlog, you in the same boat. But vlog, you in the same boat as me. You in the same boat as me. When you watch him fight Ryan Garcia, that's the first full fight you're gonna see with him against a legit person.
But
you in
I'm
the
not
same
waiting
boat
for
as
that.
me.
No,
You in the same boat as me.
no, actually, hold up. Let me tell you the difference between our two rafts. You're in the boat. I'm in the yacht because I'm not using that to depend on how I'm ranking them.
That
You're
yacht's
using
gonna
this
sink
No,
when
I'm in
Targi
a
loses,
depend
bro.
on how you rank them.
no.
That
I'm
yacht's
in
gonna
a
sink.
plane. I'm in a plane. You in a drone. No, that's the difference, bro. I'm in a plane. You in a drone. That's the
Nah,
difference,
bro.
bro.
Nah,
What
bro.
other?
He was
Hold on.
right,
What other fight have you seen the Tiger fighting a legit guy? You in the same boat as me. That's
bro.
gonna be the first time you seen
Jeff,
him in an
Jeff,
actual
I
fight.
said
you
the
don't
difference.
want
You
to
ain't
be in that
listening
boat.
to me, bro. I said the difference is I'm not waiting for this fight to rank him.
And
You're waiting for
Jeff,
this fight to
Jeff,
rank him.
you don't
I'm
want to
not.
be in the same. Jeff, you don't want to be in the same boat as Blunt, because that boat he's got is gonna sink. When
Just a
Targi loses
fucking
to
hater.
Ryan Garcia, is
Wow,
the
you a fucking hater, nigga. God damn.
I don't listen. I don't know how he's gonna do against Ryan Garcia because I've never seen him really fight. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know. So I'm not making no
I know
predictions. I don't know.
back here is you. It's the same reaction as before. Who?
But
You
I'm
just
being
I mean,
no, but
Blunt,
hey Shane, but
Blunt,
am I not still consistent though? I
yeah,
haven't seen him
no,
fight.
bro,
I haven't seen him
Blunt is
fight.
Blunt is more relying on faith right now because he knows if Targi doesn't do good, he is going to get it, bro. He is
bro.
deep down he knows it, bro. He knows it.
He
If
gonna put me
Targi
on the
don't
he
do
gonna
good,
put me on
he
the block
can
list.
never.
He's gonna put me on the block list. He's gonna put me on the
Bro,
block
look,
list.
the man 35 years old, been fighting since he was 15.
That's
So
cool.
I'm just telling you,
That's
there's
cool.
some factors
So
I'm
if he
just
loses,
saying.
you already got the
acting
excuses.
like aren't part of this equation.
So you already got the excuses, bro. You already got the excuses.
I gave you factors. I said factors.
Vlog and
I
I
didn't say excuse.
Vlog and I are gonna be watching Emmanuel Tegu for the first time April 9th.
Yes.
in a legit fight on TV.
Maynard. What you talking about? I talked him up to get the Maynard fight. What you talking about?
Jeff,
I ain't
bro,
watching him fight for
Hey,
the
run
first
through
time.
these joints real quick, man. Hold on. He said Thurman looked good after the long layoff.
yeah,
Roll on Thurman versus
hell
Crawford.
no.
Stop listening to Blue Blood Sports TV, bro. Edwin said Vlog is right in his argument. Hold on. Said,
I don't listen to Edwin. He's just a dude who likes Canelo. Go on.
he said Vlog got high blood pressure while y'all got my man going nuts and yelling and shit. Hey man,
bro, the truth is, bro, his heart rate's gonna be on 100 when that fight starts, bro.
Yeah,
his heart is gonna be on 100.
Edwin said that's the issue where he said that's the issue where fighters are discredited unfairly before even giving them the chance to, and saying I never heard of them. Saying that is ignorant as hell because most of the time people say that and don't even watch that division and watch some fights to get a more quality analysis of unknown fighters. We might be watching a diamond in the sand. Edwin, can I point out one thing in your comment? You said, hold on. You said saying that is ignorant as hell because most of the time people say that and don't even watch that division and watch some fights. The key quote, and watch some fights to get a more quality analysis of unknown fighters. Edwin, you said it yourself. You got to watch some fights to get more quality analysis of unknown fighters. Vlog has been on the dark web to this day trying to find full fights of Tegu. So
I don't found full fights. They don't put shit up, bro. Stop it. When we talked about him a year or so ago, they got different channels on IG.
Jeff, let me say this though. In my opinion, any fighter that you say might be a diamond in the rough can't be in the top 3, in my opinion. Anyone you say he might, if you're in the top 3 in my division, you have to be proven. That's how I look at it, bro.
Go ahead, keep going, y'all. I gotta be right back.
Don't come back. Don't come back.
Edwin Castillo said, "Are we? She said, "That's that bad attitude. Shane thinks only his opinion is right and doesn't care to hear the other side."
Man, facts.
If that's what you believe, that's a very, 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 very incorrect idea, but that's not the truth. Targu is the Lovejoy in the division. That's what Conrad said. Targu's the Lovejoy in the division. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that, bro. Cause at least I've seen Lovejoy fight, and I know Lovejoy is not good. I don't know if Targu's good yet. I don't know. I have to see.
Damn. Conrad. I
Oh,
hope you
wow.
get a flat tire when you go to work in the morning.
Rob, wait, pause. Why are you disrespecting me? This dude said, why can't I grow a beard? That is disrespectful, bro. Bro, what is the need for the disrespect? I can send shots back your way, but I got respect for you, so I'm not gonna do that. No, but they can't even give the fighter the benefit of the doubt and won't watch them. Will they continue in their ignorance? I don't know who you're talking about, but fair enough.
He's saying people in general. He's saying people in general, when they first started hearing about this fight, got an IG, oh, this dude a bum, that sort of thing. Like those people. So I get
I've
you.
never called Targu a bum. I just said he has to show me. Grizz says Bam Rodriguez is a beast at 115. Definitely will be pound for pound in a few years. Fair enough. Shout out to you, bro. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Conrad says no one saw Lovejoy before Char. Yeah, now that's a fact. And there were rumors that he is good. That's true, but to be fair, I've never put Lovejoy in my top 3 at heavyweight. So
hey yo, my joint on 5% Tegu done hit the dark web and I hit my computer. I can't find my charger. Y'all want to keep going?
I mean, if you can find the charger. If not, I wanted to talk about.
I can't find it. I'm on like 5%. Go ahead. I seriously can't find it.
We might have to wrap it up then because, bro, I'm not logged in.
Oh shoot. Oh,
I had to log in for Blunt, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because on Saturday for Blunt's live on Saturday.
Oh, so you on my account right now?
Yeah, because I had to log in for you, bro, because you didn't know how to set it up.
And I ain't never gonna know how to set it up. So continue the process.
Yo, listen, because of technical difficulties, we gotta get up out of here, man.
But we didn't even talk about Keith Thurman. I want to talk about my money that I won.
We'll talk about one time tomorrow, man. We'll talk about one time tomorrow.
I want to talk about 75 times. That's what I want to talk about.
Yo, I'm gonna send him his money in fucking pennies, bro. Right on his front lawn. That timestamp that one.
Bro, it's all about bragging rights, bro.
We up on him.
Jeff,
we out of here. Yeah, he froze up, bro. Let's get out of here, man. Hey, hit me up on IG, boxing #1 ST vlog VLOG. Hit me up on Twitter. I ain't been real busy this weekend on Twitter, but I'm gonna be cracking this week. You know, we got some good fights. We got obviously we got Brooke and them coming up. We got Ryder and
Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, Danny Jacobs this week. So we're gonna chop it up about that later on this week, though. So get back with us, man. Hopefully Jeff can get that cord, and we'll be right for y'all tomorrow, man. Same time, same bat channel, man. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah. Let me just do a quick roll call. Shane, we all have opinions, and discussing the topic of ignorance, I'm saying I've never heard of that guy. Just dismiss it. I'm not going to get into that. Brian says, I'd like to see one time with Conor Ben. That would be a decent fight. You guys been entertaining. Shout out, bro. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. The live's going to keep running because Jeff has to jump back in. He literally, once I leave, it's still going to be running. He literally probably has to firebox up his computer and actually log out, end the live. But it's going to end here. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.